Hello, hello, hello. This is Bruce and Cindy from our front porch. Welcome. It's Saturday with Cindy. And we are here to talk about a really fun subject. Love. Relationship. Communication. Pleasure. Fun. Marriage. If that's what you're up for. All kinds of good stuff. If this is your first time, welcome. I talk about a variety of subjects, and they are all in response to the questions and the desire of my viewers. So if you're interested in hearing anything from me, or even from Bruce, he's been joining in a little bit off and on over the last year. Just post your questions below, and I'll talk about it. So today we're going to talk about falling in love after 60. It's really good news. It's actually something that can happen. And I have found, for me, it's a much more conscious and responsible kind of love. I am so much more sensitive and aware than I was when I was younger. And I'm so much more deliberate about my choices. I didn't just, think, oh, there's this cute guy, and he's got a nice personality, and yeah, he's pretty responsible, so let's get married. It wasn't
No,
that
she
easy.
tortured me for years before she did that.
I tested him and tested him and tested him. I wanted to find out his character, not just his personality. I wanted to know how he would deal with life when the chips were down, how he would deal with me when I turned into a raving, crazy, bitchy lunatic, if I had an emotional breakdown, if I challenged him. What other ways have I tortured you?
I think that pretty much summed it up.
And see, I took responsibility for it. And he hung in there with me because I wanted to know if he was made of the stuff that could deal with me. Everything I am, the entire woman that I am. I'm a control freak. I can break down in tears or go into a screaming rage at the drop of a hat because I'm sensitive, because I don't put up with the stuff I put up with when I was younger. And I am certainly not saying that young women do that. I'm saying when I was a young woman. If you're, you've got it together at a younger age, right on for you. The whole thing that ageism is making an assumption about how people should be at any age. So if you are a wise old sage at 21, or you are a giggly, silly, irresponsible person at 70, right on for you. Be who you are. And don't let age or society's viewpoint of the way you should behave at any certain age dictate your life. So Bruce and I met 7 years ago, and we had butterflies in our stomachs. We got nervous when we'd get together for a date. We've gone through the good, the bad, and the ugly for 7 years.
Indeed.
And on November 16th, we are preparing to make a public commitment in front of our friends and our family to continue the game, the play, the joy, the sorrows together for as long as we want to. I have a feeling it's going to be for the rest of our lives.
Till we're old and crotchety.
That's right.
And beyond. And
way past that. Yeah, and I had a total meltdown the other day when we went to get his tuxedo. Because he was being stubborn and obstinate and arrogant. And I wanted him to try on the jacket one more time, and he refused. And I lost it, and I left the store and went and sat in the car, and he did the rest himself. And then we came home and canceled all of the rest of the day and just talked it out, cried it out, did everything we had to do to get to the other side. He was wonderful. As mad as I was with him in that tuxedo store, I was so happy that he cared enough and that I was important enough to him to hang in there the rest of the day until we got through the whole thing. And, you know, he ended up sharing that he's been going through some changes with his kids moving out of town and stuff like that. And he just didn't realize it when he was in the shop that those things were affecting him and making him feel impatient and anxious and everything. So life continues. We continue to take the next adventure together. And they're not always fun. They're not always easy. But it's life. And we'd rather do life than not do life. We'd rather do it together than not do it together. So, I guess the basic message here is that aging is just another word for living. That's all it is. You just keep living. And hopefully get a little wiser, a little smarter, a little more experienced, more skilled, and just keep adding more and more.
Hopefully.
But what other thing is there to do?
Well, like the old saying, you know, with age comes wisdom, and sometimes age comes alone.
That's true. That's very true. I find that nothing just comes. You have to create your life. You have to make it happen. You have to make health happen. You have to make happiness happen. You know, if you choose to coast, and those of you who've heard me talk before know, I've said this. When you coast, there is only one direction to go. So if you want to get better, smarter, wiser, more sensitive, more aware, whatever it is, you have to take action. You cannot just sit on your duff and coast. Right?
Right.
Yeah.